Yeah, like, what do you guys think about, like, I mean, like, do you choose to be a Boilermaker? I mean, like, do you, like, when you were young, like, do you really think, like, oh yeah, later I'm gonna be a Boilermaker?
No.
I don't think any of us
I don't
ever
think
thought
any of
that.
them
That's
that.
what we talked about last
That's what
episode.
You know, because, like, me too, I'm thinking about, like, all, like, those years I worked with so many people, and, like, everybody got, like, a different background, a different talent.
Yeah.
Different, like, everybody got a talent. Like, there's nobody useless. Some people are useless to
Right here.
stuff they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Man,
Everybody.
like, I mean, you're useless there, but, like, you might be, like, fucking, like, especially people that I met, like, they're cook. Like, they used to be chef in restaurants, but they didn't make enough money. So now they're just, like, Boilermakers. Like, they're, like, they got the best rib in town, but fucking they can't bolt fuck up, you know? They can't
well,
bolt
A chef
anything.
would be cool on a cruise ship, for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Let's get on a cruise ship.
Well, yeah, that's something cool about it too. Is like a lot of people are from all different walks of life and stuff, right? And you don't meet too many people that are like, I've wanted to be a Boilermaker since I was a kid. Like, you know what I mean? Unless their father was a Boilermaker, I think. Then I've met some people like that who said they've always planned on being a Boilermaker. But
yeah, but I feel like it's not your choice. Still, like, our generation, it's like, okay, my dad was a Boilermaker, so, like, you know, I'm a second generation Boilermaker. That's where I'm gonna fall if, you know, I don't find any other option, you know.
Yeah, like Plan B. Yeah. I think so. I don't know. I think a lot of people get into it and they think they're just going to be in it for a bit, and then they kind of get used to the money and the.
Yeah.
Well, I think Alberta, like, it's all about the quick money because everyone knows they can come here with very little experience, hop on the rigs,
Yeah.
join the Boilermakers.
But I think-
and for the quick money, but that quick money never lasts. Like,
Yeah, well, Boilermaking across the board, I think, is like that as well, like all over, because of the dynamic of the way the work works, right? Like we do shutdowns, and you go in there, like in BC, pulp mill shutdown, you go there for 30 days or whatever, make a bunch of money, and you're out, right? Like, so I don't think it's only Alberta where that kind of works, right? So I think it's across the board.
Yeah.
It's this Boilermaker lifestyle, is that quick money and.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, I'm glad that I met, like, so many, you guys talk about it, like, last episode, like, you met so many people, so many different people, so many background, and I feel like you, like, sometimes you meet people, you won't get along with them, and which, whatever it is, like, you can't deal, like, you don't have to deal with it, you know, you just don't have to be, like, best friend, you just work together, but sometimes you meet, like, maybe your best friends, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And then you end up being with the people for so long, right? Like, you're with them 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, sometimes
second
7.
family.
Yeah,
And
you spend more time with your brothers from the hall than your proper your actual family.
And one thing I like about it too is, like, you'll be with a guy for months on end every day, like working with him, and then you guys will leave that job's done, then like 3 years later you run into him and it's like, hey, how you doing? Like, you know what I mean? I kind of like that aspect of everything as well.
It's a
right?
really close brotherhood too. For sure.
Yeah. Well, there is this, and, like, anyway, like, in today I'm gonna speak about my experience. I'm not like a Google fact type guy.
That's why we hired Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm doing great at it.
We got the Google master there.
So if no questions will be
How
okay.
do you spell Google?
Well, yeah, I don't speak much about, like, you know, like, I don't even have, like, cable at my place. Like, I don't, like, don't watch mainstream TV and stuff. So
I think a lot of people are getting rid of cable.
yeah,
Like, a lot of people are just using streaming, like getting higher internet at their house and just streaming.
Oh,
movies and shit.
100%. Yeah, cable's like, there's not even a point of cable anymore.
No, there
really.
isn't.
No.
Mm.
Even
make sure you check
YouTube,
out
I find
YouTube.
that YouTube's good. I like watching just like little, like, 10-minute videos about, like, history and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of good stuff on YouTube.
Like, when I looked up your Stacy's beach party there's other videos of this little girl, Stacy, and her dad.
Yeah.
And they just try out toys, and they're getting
Oh,
millions
man.
and millions of views.
Yeah, that might be our try to make money. Who knows?
We should bring some toys on here next time. Just
Yeah,
start
man.
unboxing toys, right? Not ball.
Gonna try them all. Woo! Yeah, but like, Vinny, we're talking about my meeting like a lot of different people, and yeah, like, you're talking about, like, all, like, that's why I like when the first time my first year with the Boilermakers, like, all the guys were, like, actually holding together and, like, was, like, actual, like, a brotherhood, like what it's supposed to be. But I went on other jobs that are, like, nowadays, like, fucking people are backstabbing each other. They're trying to get, like, you know, like, everybody's like.
First time. Yeah.
hey, everybody's trying to get like one more day of work, so like they're gonna snitch on another guy that fucking did this on the border. Like this, like really made me sad about it. And like, by the way, like.
Well, I know, like for me, like there's been jobs where I'm like super proud to be a Boilermaker, and I'm like, wow, like we got such a good group of guys, and then I'll go to another job and the group
Different
of
mentality.
yeah,
and stuff.
different mentality. The group of guys aren't getting along, and there's a lot of guys who don't want to get along or don't want to do work and stuff, right? And it just kind of puts like a sour taste in your mouth. But then you go back to another job, and you're like, oh, okay, this is how I remember it, right? Like. So I think it all boils down to like who you end up working with, because a good group of guys can make a bad job really good.
Yes.
Oh,
and
for sure.
And a bad group of guys can make the best job into a fucking nightmare, right? Like.
Oh yeah.
If you got a good bunch of guys, you don't need a good super, or like you can
No,
like
exactly.
you can live with like an asshole as a super and an asshole company.
Yeah.
Like if you got a good crew.
Yeah,
you're
guys,
set.
and I
Kyle's
think
an
it
asshole.
just comes down to people's attitude, right? People just got to try and just try to be positive and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's you don't want to work with a guy that's constantly negative and bringing out the negativity and everything. And
Yeah.
what were you saying?
I kind of think the attitude's going to be different this time around. When people go back to work, they're going to be happy, like to go back because they've been on serve for 2 or 3 months, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you're just
See their
you're
boys.
just walking outside right now, and all the neighbors are like, you walk by like somebody, and you're like, hey, how you doing?
Everybody's just in a good mood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's last year they wouldn't talk to you.
It's like they don't know like how much like they miss like socializing till you take that up from them, you know. But like all that to say like it's connected to like we're talking about mental health and stuff, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. It's like actually like the Boilermaker lifestyle, what it brings to you, like what the pros are, the cons are, like on your mental health, you know.
Yeah.
And wanted to kind of plug in like this episode of like what was it? It's a Canadian show or whatever on CBC.
Oh,
Digging
the
in the dirt.
CBC documentary, Digging in the Dirt. Yeah, that touched on the mental health of Alberta oil field workers. Yeah.
It's only like one episode about it, and I feel like you could have made like 10 episodes at least.
Oh yeah.
You just like
for this podcast.
yeah, but that's why I thought like it was important to talk about it.
Have you seen this documentary Charles is referring to?
No.
No.
I know there was another documentary done about the economy failing in Calgary. That was done by CBC too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't
that
seen
was
Yeah,
that.
it's
the
probably
same
in
one.
this, maybe in the same, but that's the only episode I watched, and it's like, I mean, it's like I can relate to this a lot, and like if you didn't watch it. It's like it's not a waste of time. It's called Digging in the Dirt. It's on CBC app. It's called Gem.
Yeah.
You gotta know the app or whatever.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description of this video here. We'll put a link to it because it's really worth watching. Anyone that's ever worked in the oil field in
Yeah.
Alberta can
We'll
really
watch our
relate to it.
podcast first.
Yeah.
and then click on the link.
Yeah.
They really talk about like work hard, play hard mentality that we're like almost born and raised in it, you know, like being a man in the trades, like that's what it is. But yeah, it's like totally something to watch. But I feel like they didn't go deep enough.
Yeah,
They
I felt like they could have went deeper as well. Yeah.
They like you saw like so many guys like, oh yeah, like I was working so much and came back and I partied so much and that's it.
So what do you mean? You wish that they went deeper into the stories that they told and everything like
Yeah,
that?
like
So
I mean
you're
like
saying it could have been longer than one episode.
yeah, oh yeah, because like it's not only that, like fucking like. I mean, the guy, yeah, he did bad choices and whatever, but like, what happened, like like for him in his mental health, you know,
Yeah.
like what is,
Yeah,
like, what
they
is his
kinda-
relationship with money right now? What is like, I mean, like you could go like,
Yeah, they kind of held back a little bit, I think.
yeah, because it's kind of a taboo subject, you know, in
Yeah.
the trade.
100%. Yeah.
So there's not much
especially-
people that want to talk about it.
They don't
They're
want to
not-
talk about their feelings. Nobody wants to talk about their
No.
feelings. That's being in the
Are you
trade,
a
like
wuss?
said, right? Yeah,
You a
well,
wuss?
that's it, right?
Yeah, because it comes with that attitude of, oh, you're this guy, fuck it, he's just
Yeah,
being a bitch.
pussy,
man.
yeah, he's being a pussy, right? But I think that's changing. That is definitely changing with like.
But I mean, the new generation is like trying to change that right now. But still, who's running the jobs? It's like
The old guys.
the
experience,
boomers.
Yeah.
The poisonous boomers mentality.
It's changing.
And-
It's gonna come around.
Yeah.
We'll be
And-
taking over soon.
Yeah, and like I mean, I like,
Rainbow.
I really love-
sunshine.
and I really love like a bunch of like super or like foreman I had like they were the best. Like big up Sean Kuba, man. It was a fucking G.
Sean Kuba, there you go. Shout out to Sean Kuba.
Fucking
Here, we'll put a picture of him up here.
yeah. Bruce McLeod he's a hard ass, but fucking he's like, he teach me how to like fucking get shit done, and like, you know, and that's his mentality. But like, I'm trying to get away from this, like, you know, poisonous mentality that like you're feeling bad, like, you know, you gotta like you're having a bad day, well, fucking hard the fuck up, and just
there's no need for that kind of attitude anymore either, right? Like,
I think that attitude, I can relate to that, it's still on the mentality on the rigs, right?
Yeah.
Like, get the fucking work, shut the fuck up. Like, there was one time I couldn't even fucking talk, and I went to my push, and I had to write him a note because I couldn't talk. I can't work. He responded, "Pack your shit, get the fuck out. See you later."
Yeah.
Right? But I was back in 2012, and I mean,
because you're disposable. That's what it is.
Exactly. Everyone in the oil field is
Well,
disposable.
think of how many guys, like, I can think of a lot of guys that went down some bad paths, like in boilermaking, and aren't around anymore, like due to suicide or drug overdoses or stuff.
Living in the streets.
Yeah, like it's a crazy trade to like think of all the people you know that aren't here anymore and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but me, after OD going in that trade, a lot of people told me, "Wow, you're fucking in the bad trade. You're not the best one, buddy."
well, it's what you make of it, right? It's all what you make of it. And a lot of guys get caught up with the wrong people, and then they can't get out of that lifestyle, right? And it ends up just fucking ruining them. But
like that boilermaker.
I don't know.
oh yeah, I know who you're talking
We know, yeah. I don't know if we can talk about that on the podcast.